So elbow pain and elbow tendonitis, unfortunately, it's very common. It's also so annoying. It gets so painful. It can continue to get worse. It gets to a point where I've had it before on the lateral epicondyle, which is known as tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. I've had it so bad before where I would just like brush up against a wall and it almost put me to my knees. And so along with very specific adjustments to that joint that you get while in the office, I want to give you a few things that you can be doing on your own for rehab. But first, before I get into some of the simple rehab tips, you have to understand what's happening. Lateral or medial epicondylitis, or inflammation of the tendon, so tendonitis of the elbow, or chronic elbow pain, or even acute elbow pain, usually comes from two things. Number one, overuse injury. And so that could be coming from using a hammer or a paintbrush, screwing things a lot, using a mouse all the time, always grabbing the same over and over. So repetitive wear and tear definitely creates an overuse injury that creates a lot of chronic inflammation. Now, the other one can actually be from muscle imbalance, because think about it. Most of the things that we do on a daily basis, it's grabbing, it's here. And so you're very strong here, very weak here, creating this muscle imbalance, and it can lead to chronic inflammation in the tendons and around the joint. So here we go, the quick rehab. Number one, let's roll up the sleeves, literally. So we have the bone there and the bone here, radius and ulna. That's what makes up portions of the elbow. And when those get inflamed, it gets painful. So the first thing we need to do is stretch out the forearms. It's very simple. It's literally just come this way, do that nice little stretch. You're gonna get the underside of that forearm. You're gonna do that for about 30 seconds. And then simply do the other side. Keep it locked out and stretch fully. You'll feel that up here. You could also do a prayer type of stretch right there, where I'm pushing in and opening up that wrist and the forearms as well. But the stretching is very, very important. Number two is if you can find any areas where there's like a trigger point, almost like a knot. So like right here, I can feel that. And so I push right on that. I'll even kind of go cross friction massage. And while I'm pushing, you can kind of move your wrist in a range of motion and run that muscle and that little adhesion right under your thumb. And so don't be nice to yourself. Find the areas and try to break up those adhesions right there. That is extremely important. Now, as far as strengthening goes, those are my two that you can do all day, every day, as much as possible to try to get that to break up. But as far as strengthening goes, one of my favorites, which seems very odd, is to grab a hammer, my friends, and all you do is you take that hammer, you go at a 90-degree angle or as close as possible, and you just come in about 10 times. It doesn't seem like a lot. You want a bigger hammer, something that's a little heavier, and there, 10 times. So what that's doing is it's getting a full range of motion in the joint, but it's also engaging the muscles the right way so you start to rehab this. You can also go out that way 10 times. Very simple. And again, you could do that multiple times a day to start to re-educate the neuromuscular portion right here. Another thing that you can do that I don't have it with me right now, but this will make sense, is take a rubber band and put it around all of your fingers and then just open and close. Open and close. Do that maybe 20 or 30 times. And again, you're going to re-educate this portion, build up that muscle. Both of those are amazing for strengthening that area to rehab the elbow. So you're stretching it, you're strengthening it, and then the big one, the non-negotiable, you gotta do this one, otherwise it will stay inflamed. I don't want you popping ibuprofen all day, every day to work on inflammation. I want you to get right to the core of that. So what I do is I take one of these. Some of you that maybe drink cocktails or bourbon or tequila might know what this is. These are little ice spheres. And so truly, this is a little sphere of ice that comes in this little container. So I got these on Amazon. I just always keep it in my freezer, but I love these for icing the area because number one, it allows you to get right on that bone and do what's called ice massage. So you're going all over that entire joint right here. I also love it because it's nice and big, it doesn't melt right away, and it's got this little rubber part on it so that you can use that and not freeze your hand. And so it's a win-win. And then sure, use it afterwards to drink your bourbon. I don't know what you're into, but just putting it and you just go all around where that inflamed area is. Now put a towel underneath because it will get wet. It will get a little messy, but getting in there and digging deep, like right on that bone right there. That's the epicondyle. That is where the tendon attaches to. And if you get in there and you just push, get in and massage with the ice. When I had my bout of tennis elbow, I was icing, but maybe like once or twice a day. And then finally it got to a point where it was not getting any better. And I finally just went all in. I probably did this 5-6 times a day, every single day for about a week. Next thing you know, I was good. Now I was doing all the other rehab with that, but it really, really worked. So you want to stretch the muscles, you want to strengthen the muscles, and you want to ice the tendons and the joint so that you can reduce and eliminate inflammation. That in conjunction with our doctors working the proper alignment in the joint with adjustments is crucial for the rehab, and it is a necessity so that it doesn't just keep coming back, because this gets bad fast. Some of you that have had it, you know it, and they talk surgery, they talk weeks of PT. It is gnarly. You can do this, and we've had so much success. Good luck rehabbing that elbow. If you have any questions, you let us know.